This is San Diego News Daily.
I'm Monica Dean. Let's get right into your top local stories. It will be a busy weekend here in San Diego. Vice President J.D. Vance is expected to arrive at MCAS Miramar tonight. He and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth will be at Camp Pendleton for the celebrations marking 250 years of the Marine Corps. The theme, From Sea to Shore, a celebration of amphibious strength. Base officials say there will be live fire demonstrations on approved training ranges along Camp Pendleton's Red Beach. Those plans raised concerns of a closure on the I-5 near Camp Pendleton, but after a risk assessment, the freeway is expected to remain open. Governor Gavin Newsom is critical of the plans.
Well, we'll see what actually takes place. We were under the understanding they were going to close I-5, up to 80,000 vehicles on Friday, tomorrow, and Saturday, and then they seem to have backed off on that. We're going to move forward with the display, doing something, but they're not clearly sharing that with state officials.
The governor went on to call the exercise, quote, an absurd show of force and uncalled for during a government shutdown. The vice president's visit this weekend comes as No Kings protests take place in San Diego County. It's part of a worldwide movement with millions of people participating across the globe. At least 17 protests are happening here, including 3 near downtown San Diego, Chula Vista, San Marcos, Vista, and Mira Mesa. The last protests were in June, and around 80,000 people took part across the county. Organizers say the protests are in response to what they say is an increase in authoritarian policies and corruption in the U.S. Other leaders in D.C. are against these protests. Today, a new crisis intervention center opened for victims of crimes like elder abuse, domestic violence, sexual assault, and human trafficking. NBC7's Jackie Crea got a tour.
It's called One Safe Place, the South County Family Justice Center. It's a second location in this program. It's a one-stop shop, really, for legal help, clothing, food for victims of crime.
From the outside, it looks like any office building, but once inside, One Safe Place offers a calming environment that connects victims of crimes, young and old, to a wide range of wraparound services. The long hallways open to spaces for shelter and housing connections, cooking classes, legal help for restraining orders, forensic medical exams, counseling, and even clothing for job interviews.
Many times those victims are victimized by an enemy within. So it's very hard for them to get out, to manage life. They often have children in tow that they have to feed, put a roof over their head. They need a multitude of services to be able to escape safely and live a life of safety and dignity.
The South County Family Justice Center partners with Rady Children's and Palomar Hospitals, along with more than 50 community partners. The first location in North County opened in 2022 and has served more than 9,000 individuals. In National City, Jackie Crea, NBC7.
That is so great to see that. Teens in San Diego and across the country are starting to pick up a new harmful habit: nicotine pouches. The pouches are used by placing them in between the cheek and the teeth, and they're supposed to be for adults older than 21 who are trying to wean themselves off of tobacco. But USC researchers found less than 1% of adults are actually using them, and the number of teens using them doubled between 2023 and 2024. Doctors say the pouches can lead to addiction and other known effects of nicotine, but researchers are still looking into the product's long-term effects.
Living as a teenager in this time and age is very hard, and we often look for outlets to de-stress ourselves, and unfortunately those outlets have increasingly become addictive substances like nicotine and social media.
Nicotine pouch maker Zen says it takes underage usage extremely seriously. It requires all new visitors to go through a strict ID process before using its website, and says if you didn't already use nicotine, Zen is not for you. Chief Meteorologist Sheena Parveen joins us now with a look at your Friday forecast. Hi there.
Hi there. As we head through the afternoon, we're going to be sunny and warmer than yesterday. So we're looking at the mid-70s for the coast today, low 80s for the inland valleys, mountains around 70 degrees, deserts mid-80s. This weekend, a little bit warmer than that, upper 70s at the coast, mid-80s inland. We're going to be sunny and dry this weekend, mountains mid-70s, deserts around 90 degrees. So this warming trend actually continues into Monday. After that, though, we have another cooling trend in the forecast. I'll show you that with your 10-day coming up in just a bit.
A big arrest in Oceanside after a spike in burglaries. Still ahead, how the police department used video and community tips to track down the suspects. Stay with us.
You count on breaking news
People running in the streets, they have their kids, they have their pets.
and help preparing for the unexpected.
Small fire right now. We'll keep an eye on it.
You count on stories from your community. You count on getting different points of view
We're still human.
and your voice being heard.
We need help.
You count on in-depth reporting
It's a mess, and it's making people sick.
because you know the whole story is more than just the headline. This is coverage you count on, only on NBC7 and Telemundo 20.
This is San Diego News Daily.
I'm Monica Dean. Welcome back. Oceanside police arrested a man and a woman they say carried out 35 burglaries across the city. Police say they tracked down 32-year-old Matthew Robnett and 34-year-old Taylor Hoganson using surveillance video and anonymous tips. Investigators had noticed a sharp increase in burglaries at houses, businesses, even storage units. Oceanside SWAT team served search warrants at several locations and found 4 stolen guns, high-capacity magazines, cash, checks, and passports. Police say the alleged burglars' mode of transportation helped lead to the arrests.
So these criminals would show up in a U-Haul and they would essentially put all of the items into the U-Haul for them to be, I think it's just an easier way of hauling all these items that they would steal. And that actually helped us in that investigation because we caught them in video using the U-Haul.
Both suspects are from Oceanside. They're each facing multiple felonies. Police say they believe a third person may also be involved. They ask if you know or have seen anything to give them a call. Sharp healthcare nurses are rallying for what they're calling informational pickets. This is video from Wednesday's rally outside Grossmont Hospital. Nurses are calling attention to ongoing negotiations between their union and Sharp Healthcare. The contracts expired 2 weeks ago, and the union says Sharp nurses are paid below market wages. Today's third and final picket began just a few minutes ago. It's being held at the Sharp Chula Vista Medical Center. And thousands of Kaiser Permanente healthcare workers are also asking for better pay. They walked off the job Tuesday for a 5-day strike. The workers say Kaiser executives have refused to settle a fair contract, but a Kaiser spokesperson says union representative employees already earn 16% more on average than their peers elsewhere. The strike is expected to end tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Californians can soon buy low-cost state-branded insulin. Governor Gavin Newsom made the announcement yesterday saying CalRx, the state's program to develop and sell its own medications, will start providing insulin pins starting in January. They'll be sold at $11 per pin or a maximum of $55 for a 5-pack.
This, again, is part of a new initiative to fundamentally lower healthcare costs, not spread healthcare costs.
The program could save many patients between $2,000 and $4,000 a year. About 3.5 million Californians have diabetes. NBC7 meteorologist Sheena Parveen will have a look at your Friday and weekend weather forecast right after this.
NBC7 and Telemundo 20. Weather coverage you count on. You count on accuracy.
The winds are going to be increasing.
You count on these experts
Take a look here at our future weather.
in 2 languages.
Más de 3 pulgadas de precipitación.
You count on innovative tech
You look at our first alert Doppler radar
from a team you depend on.
Dry conditions to round out this week
You count on early warnings
because we had pretty significant rain.
because you know every second counts.
It just kept getting worse and worse.
This is First Alert Weather. This is coverage you count on, only on NBC7 and Telemundo 20.
Hi there, I'm NBC7 meteorologist Sheena Parveen. By happy hour time today, we'll see warmer temperatures than what we had yesterday. Mid-70s at the coast, low 80s inland. Mountains will be in the upper 60s to near 70 degrees. This weekend, we're going to warm up a little bit more. So we're looking at the upper 70s at the coast this weekend, mostly sunny, mid-80s inland. That continues Monday. By Tuesday, more of an onshore flow, cooler temperatures. Then we stay cool through the rest of next week, potentially watching a rain chance late next weekend, but that's still very far out.
All right, thank you. It is October, and that means Halloween, and there are events happening around the county to help you get into the spirit. For the kids, El Cajon is hosting an annual Hunt Fest today. There will be a costume contest, rides, a haunted maze, and a trunk or treat. That's at the Haunt Fest. And the San Diego Zoo is also hosting its Halloween event all weekend long. The Fright for Future Haunted Maze is also returning today. Sounds spooky, doesn't it? Have fun, kids. More coverage you count on at NBC7.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend.